This is Jon Banks from Decatur, Georgia, checking in. I'm on Industry's Most Wanted podcast.
I wish we could go back to the old days. Everything was so straight. I miss you and I wanna change. I wish we could go back to the late nights. Cuddling, holding you tight.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the Industry's Most Wanted. Where we at? Industry's Most Wanted podcast. Big Industry's Most Wanted, not the little one. Listen, I got somebody who sat down with me a while ago, and he's back again because we got a lot to talk about. New project just released. Shout out to Jon Banks. What's going on with you, fam? How you doing?
Great, man. Appreciate you having me.
Of course. Give me some love, man. Boom. Appreciate you being here. But we're going to dive into everything. But give us a brief introduction of who Jon Banks is.
Jon Banks, public figure, motivational figure, entrepreneur, trap melodic artist.
Just an all-around dope talent.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, listen, I appreciate you being here today. Let's just dive right on in. You're originally from Decatur, Georgia.
Correct.
Let's talk about that just ever so quickly because I get a lot of viewers from outside the Atlanta area. For them people who are not familiar with Decatur, Georgia, put them on game.
What you want to know about Decatur?
Tell them like kind of where it's located on the map from Atlanta and what was it like growing up for you out there?
Well, so where it's located in relevance to Atlanta is east of Atlanta. I kind of grew up out there, but I didn't. So I was born there.
Got you. Understood.
But I went to school in Gwinnett. My dad's side stayed in Decatur, and my mom's side stayed in Gwinnett.
Okay.
So, I kind of grew up there, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't, though. I'll just say that.
So you spent quite a bit of time in Gwinnett County.
Right.
What city, to be exact, in Gwinnett?
Lawrenceville.
I think we discussed this last time, definitely. So, Lawrenceville's a dope city. It's super growing, though, because I've been out here now since 2013, and I've just really seen it expand and grow. Right. Your childhood experiences, man. What were you into? Sports? What was it like for you?
Sports and music. Like, literally, 10 years old, we was recording in Audacity. It's a little program.
Yeah.
We was recording in Audacity with a head mic. And we were just rapping on beats like SWV songs and we just remaking everything and just playing basketball, football, but mainly music.
Music was it for you?
My whole entire life.
Got you. So you didn't have a desire to pursue sports beyond your school years?
No. I only did it because I got tall and you know how people are. You need to be playing basketball. You need
Understood. Yeah.
But I always loved music. It always was it for me.
Would you say that growing up in the Atlanta area inspired you a little bit for wanting to do music because it's a music city?
I'm not gonna say that because I think back when I was growing up and I was listening to music, I think Texas was big. Yes. Okay. At that time.
Yeah.
There were some people from Georgia, I think it was Gucci Mane, Jeezy, T.I., but it was a big wave in New York and in Texas. Facts. When I was growing up. So it really didn't influence me that much. And then one of the main people that I liked was Andre and them. And when I was growing up, they was kind of breaking up. Right. So it really didn't come from Atlanta. It's just I just loved music.
Just love music. Absolutely. You and your homies that were around you were, hey, let's try this, and it was something you fell in love with. It became a passion for you.
Yeah, correct.
That is dope, man. And leading into a lot of stuff that you do now. So now you reside in the Atlanta area. You've been here your whole life.
Right.
Ever any desire to move outside of this area? Has that ever crossed your mind?
No.
No, you'll be here forever?
Yeah, I love it.
Definitely. I do too. I love it here. And I think this is the type of city where entrepreneurs can come and just really fulfill what it is that they want to do because there's so much opportunity. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
When would you say that you started releasing, you've been doing music 15 years, very long time. You're still young, so you started at a young age. Mm-hmm. What was the very first song that you feel got Jon Banks some recognition that you released?
OG Taught Me.
Tell us about it.
OG Taught Me. It was produced by 30 Rob. This was before he was big. Yeah. But he was definitely like everybody knew him.
Facts. I knew of him when I first moved here, which was a long time ago.
It was one of my first trap records.
Yeah.
Club records. And I think I got like the notoriety because I went and did like Battleground Mondays.
Yeah.
I performed at a couple of your shows doing it. And yeah, that's really what it got me that attention. I think it was the hook. The OG taught me, and then it was just the era that we were in. I think Gucci Mane had just went to jail, so like the doors were open for trap music.
Facts.
We had like Migos and like Pee Wee Longway, but everybody that was coming out was doing trap music.
Right. Understood. It kind of opened that segue. Of course, not to wish anybody getting incarcerated, but it opened some doors. Do you feel like going back to that time till now, the way you release music and the things you need to do have changed, or is the formula still the same?
It's definitely different. I feel like back then it was easier. I mean, it depends on what type of person you are. Like, for me, it's easier. Like, I like going out there and being in people's face and being able to hand out flyers and stuff. Now, I feel like you got to do that and more. I was just looking at my niece, and I know like TikTok is like one of the biggest platforms that people market on. And she's like, follow me. I'm like, I'll follow her. She posted like 5 TikToks, like in like five minutes. I'm like, how can I compete with that as an artist? You got to post that much. Like, it's crazy. But so it's definitely different. Like the way that social media influences stuff is totally different.
I totally agree, because like you said, back in the day, it was more about being outside, meeting people, shaking hands, kissing babies, passing out flyers. Now you got to be glued to your social media. Like I had even talked to somebody that works for Meta, and they were saying that in order to really stay in the algorithms on Instagram, we need to post 2 to 3 times a day. I'm like, I don't have time, or what am I supposed to post 2 to 3 times a day? Because to me, it seems like it becomes spammy. You know what I'm saying? They haven't even seen my last post, and I'm already posting something else. You get what I'm saying? So I agree with you. So times have definitely changed. Do you feel like the old school way of doing stuff still works though?
Yeah, it does. Cause I do it with my moving company. Yeah. Like literally just before I came in here, I had like 2 people call me from business cards. Yeah. You think that it doesn't work, but it does work. It works. And I feel like it's more. I feel like the old way it keeps you going more.
Yeah, I agree.
Like in the long run. Like,
I agree.
If you just delete your Instagram, it's over with. Like, they gonna forget about you. But that business card or that flyer, they're going to forever remember you.
I agree. Man, I agree with you 100% on that. You are absolutely right. So let's talk about your moving company since you brought it up. Right. Tell everybody the name of it and how long has it been established?
Anytime, Anywhere Moving. Movers. Anytime, Anywhere Moving on Instagram. Anytime, Anywhere Moving.com. I want to say I've been doing it for like 5 years. Different levels. Moving help, working for U-Haul. Now I'm finally full service. It's been about 2 years since I've been like full service, where we do everything: pool table assembly, TV mounting, safe. We're like one of the top companies for piano moving.
Oh wow, yeah, because that's delicate.
Yeah, I love that. Short time, good money. Yeah, it's been about it's been about 5 years. I also have another one called Le Mans Moving Services that I just started. It's going to be for more like corporate jobs.
Understood. So the Anytime, Anywhere Movers is more residential. Then you got one on the corporate side. That's smart, man. And I think that's a good idea to kind of separate them, because it may cause confusion. Exactly. Well, if he does corporate stuff, how's he going to do with my home stuff or whatever? So you just separate them. Right. Definitely. Understood.
And then you also had anytime you create a business, you always have to create another one. So that you can knock out the competition.
That is facts, man. What made you decide to get into that business? Because I feel like it's lucrative. It's something people always need.
That's exactly why I got into it. Just growing up, on my dad's side, they always have thrived off doing essential businesses. Tree work, cement. So I knew I didn't want to do stuff like that. Yeah. Because I don't like getting dirty like that. But I wanted something where I could thrive off having good customer service. And I worked for someone for a minute, and everybody that I ran into, they like, why you don't have your own moving company? I'm like, started thinking about it.
Yeah.
I went to jail, ended up going to jail. I'm like, hey, I need to start off on a clean slate. My roommate, I'm like, man, hey, give me a name, man. I need a name. I'm about to start a moving company.
Yeah.
And he gave me that name.
I love it.
And I got on the kiosk. I was like, hey, make a logo for this. I got a logo made, everything while I was in jail. I got out, and I got a contract with U-Haul, and it was just up from there.
Man, that is dope. See, that's really the true definition of not making excuses.
Yeah.
Some people get incarcerated and they make every excuse in the world why things ain't working out for them.
Right.
You're like, you know what? I know I'm not going to be here forever. When I get up out of here, I need to have something that I can run with. And you absolutely did that because, man, there's no better feeling than waking up every day knowing you can work and create your own day versus going to clock in for someone else.
Yeah.
100%.
It's a good feeling.
You do it full time?
Yeah.
How do you work 7 days a week on average, or do you ever take a day for yourself?
I work when I have to.
Yeah,
like,
understood.
I mean, as a small business owner, I don't want to. Okay, because I do everything. Like I do the scheduling, I do the invoicing, I do everything. So on the labor side, I try not to do it, but I know that if somebody don't come to work, I'm ready to go to work.
Understood. So you're now at the point where you've got employees that'll handle it and you step in on the moving side when you need to. Outside of that, you're handling more the business admin side.
Right.
Look at you, a whole boss. That's what I'm talking about. How often does it happen where you have to actually get out there and put your hands on stuff and move stuff?
I mean, I'm a Virgo, so it happens a lot because I like being in control.
Me too.
If someone calls me and I feel like stuff isn't like going the way I want it to go, I'll just go to the job.
I get it.
Yeah, so it happens a lot. I'm trying to get away from that. My family trying to get me away. They want me to get away from it. But I mean, like they out there working right now.
Yeah.
And just before this interview, I'm like, do I need to come out there? Like,
listen, I absolutely get it because I'm very much a control freak when it comes to my business because it's your livelihood.
Right.
So it's like you want to be hands-on here and there where you can be because if anybody else messes something up, it reflects back on you and your business. And
right.
You don't want them going to Google, leaving them bad reviews and stuff like that. So I totally, completely understand. But it sounds like you've got some guys that you can rely on that do a good job.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
You've been through a few, probably.
A lot. I mean, same day pay is, you're going to run through a lot of people.
Yeah, 100%. Are you actively hiring if anybody's out there in the Atlanta area that is responsible? And okay, so you are.
Yeah.
How far out? I know it's anywhere, anytime, but how far out realistically will you go to move stuff, if it makes sense?
Anywhere. It's so like anytime. So basically what I do is even if it's far out, I will help coordinate the move. You know, so I can still make money off coordinating the move.
Understood.
They have moving organizers. I do that too. So if it's in New York, I'm not finna drive a truck to New York.
Right.
But I'll arrange a pod. I'll load the pod.
Got you.
And I'll arrange movers on the other side also.
Man, you've got it all down to a science. I love that. Absolutely, because you ain't trying to leave no money on the table.
Right, exactly.
100%, man. That is dope. But for the most part, it's local in Atlanta metro area, right?
Right. Well, the region. Southeast.
I got you. Okay. Right. That is dope, man. While we're still on it, tell everybody if they're interested in tapping in, maybe they're getting ready to move, whether it's now you're starting the corporate side too. What's the best way for them to reach out and maybe get a quote or however you do it?
Anytime, anywhere, moving.com, or you can call the business number 404-507-2952.
Got you. One last question on that. Is there any load that's too small or too big, or can you handle it all?
I do it all, but it's 2 hour minimum.
Understood.
Most companies have 3 and 4, so I do 2 just to knock out the competition.
But that's still, that's very fair. Because like you said, a lot of them want at least 3 or 4 to make it make sense. Right. But so do you have an hourly rate? Is that how it works? And then
hourly. So it's hourly by the amount of men.
Got you.
Correct.
And then is there additional fee based on how much they're moving? How much? So it's just a straight hourly rate.
Well, so people will get moving without a truck. So that's the only difference. So if they don't get the truck, it's just a travel fee.
Got you.
And then if they do have the truck, it's the truck fee. But I include plastic wrap and blankets.
Got you.
In the fee.
So they're either just paying for the labor, which is the guys, or they're paying for the labor in the truck.
Correct.
Understood. Okay, makes sense. That is really, really dope. Another thing, let's talk about while we're on the business ventures. You're getting ready to launch a recording studio here in the Atlanta area. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So I'm getting ready to launch that. It's been a minute. I've never done it by myself. I've done it with other people. Didn't work out quite how I wanted to work out. Definitely something that I'm excited to do. Bring in a certain type of audience. I'm gonna be looking for interns, and it should be open. I want to say like November or December.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a name that you can disclose yet?
Yeah, it's the Sound Bank.
The Sound. I like that because that matches your name.
Yeah.
That is dope, man. So when it comes to that, will you be really hands-on with that as far as the engineering portion, the recording and engineering? Or you want more interns?
Yeah. Interns. It's really just something to keep me in the music. I wanna. It's really for younger people.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really what it is for.
To get experience.
Yeah.
So say there's a young aspiring engineer who wants to come in, are you going to physically help them and show them the ropes so they can do it on their own?
Correct.
And that's a great thing because as an audio engineer, when they're going to school, they have to be an intern somewhere in order to actually graduate. Is that something that you would be open to doing, is allow them to come in and do their internship on that level with you? Love it, man. That is dope. So November, December, that's coming.
Yep.
That is dope. Anything else within the studio realm that you're launching that they need to be put on game with?
Nothing right now. I mean, that's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But
you're going to have 3 businesses.
Right.
What is work-life balance going to look like for you?
I mean, I've done, like when you do so much work in the wrong direction, you got to go hard to go back in the right direction. So it's just, that's all it is.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll all balance out like within 2 years.
Understood. And fortunately, like with the moving company, you have employees, you have a team.
Right.
So it's not something you're out here driving the truck and moving the stuff yourself. You've got people. So that
I'm doing that.
I mean, you're doing it, yeah, but you have people that can step in and help too.
Yeah.
Is there a high turnover rate with that type of work? Yeah. Is it because people just are lazy and don't?
What it is like, okay, so like moving is a lot of money in the short term.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of people that say, hey, I'm ready to work, and they get the first $200 in a day, and they got all the excuses in the world.
Man, that's insane to me. Like, if it's good money, and, of course, you're probably lifting some heavy stuff, but it's, I would say for the most part, fairly easy. You know what I'm saying? Moving boxes or whatnot. Why would someone not want to stick with that? Like, if I was a man and I was, had some good strength and no nails, I'd probably want to do a job like that. Because like you said, it's, maybe a couple hours of work and you can make a lot of good money.
A lot of people, they just don't want to work,
No, you're right.
I mean, like you got people that do businesses, but they don't want to work, and they don't have the dedication.
Man,
that's all it is.
That is facts. I've dealt with that because I've had people that'll come in and I'll hire them to assist me, and they come and go, and it always ends up back to where it's just me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you said, people don't want to work.
They want to be around for a little bit. They don't really want to like go full force.
Exactly. Understood. Well, hopefully you'll get some steady people to jump in on the studio side. You know what I'm saying? Right. Some good interns.
I'm prepared though.
Are you going to do it is it going to be 24/7, or are you going to have certain hours in the beginning? You don't want to be at 3 a.m. working, do you?
Nah. See, that's the thing. I was thinking about that. I think my last one I did 6 p.m. Yeah, I think I did 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. on the weekdays. And then like on Saturday and Friday, all night 24. Yeah.
Got you. Understood. It'd be a lot, especially because that's what most artists want to come record.
Yeah, but the type of artists that come at that time is.
It's a different clientele. It is a totally different clientele. I know, because it's so funny because I only do interviews in the afternoon now. When I used to do them at night, sometimes late at night, it seemed like it was a different type of artist that would come through. Some artists, when I tell them they have to be here at noon or 1, they're like, well, I can't make it at that time because they've been up all night. Mm-hmm. So you are absolutely right. So shout out to them. Let's talk about this EP. Well, first let's talk about the song called Old Days. Mm-hmm. Great record. Super dope record. Tell us where you were at, like, in your mental when you were putting that song together.
I wrote that song. I think I was locked up when I wrote that song.
Okay.
I have this thing like when I write music now, I don't like write it particularly about one person or a certain thing.
Yeah.
I just start thinking about like it's like something that I grab out of me, and it's like about it's just like a feeling. I can't really explain it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about someone in particular. It was about a feeling that I was feeling like at the moment.
Understood.
And then I was just trying to like get like catchy hooks because I was like having like my roommates and sang it.
Yeah.
So it was just something that was catchy and it was nice. I think the girl that I was talking to at the moment, I think I like sent it to her, like just trying to make some cute stuff.
Yeah.
And then with the verses, I ended up just doing that when I got out.
Understood. So it all came together in about how long? How long did it take you to? Yeah. How long did it take you to complete it?
Oh, the whole song?
Yeah, like from not even the recording process, from the time you started having the ideas to when you said, you know what, I'm going to record this. About how long was that time period?
A couple years.
So it was a long time in the making. So you really took your time with it.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could be, like you said, it wasn't about anybody in particular, but it's probably an accumulation of different experiences that you've been through, and you kind of balled it up into that one song, which makes sense because I feel like those type of records are more relatable. People are going to hear it and be like, bro, I feel that. I've been there, or I'm going through it right now. Creating that song, did that lead up to the creation of the EP Torn?
I'm trying to think. That was the first song. That was the first song on there.
Got you. So the EP itself has 6 songs.
Right.
Just released on the 6th of this month, so it's brand new. How long was the full EP in the works?
About the same.
Okay.
Because that was the first song that I recorded.
Got you.
So, well, actually, so that song was like 4 years.
Okay, so it's been in the works for a long time.
But when I started recording it was 2 years ago.
Got you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the EP as a whole, because you put 6 songs on there, and I think that's perfect. Some of these artists in 2024 want to overdo it.
Yeah.
Releasing 15 songs at once, them days are gone. People have a short attention span. How did you narrow it down to the 6 songs that are on there?
So I started off with Self, and then I did the Old Days. I just bunched up a whole bunch of. I had a whole bunch of songs. And then the reaction that I got to Old Days, it showed me like, oh, this is my market to go right now. You know, I had a winning ad with Old Days, and I'm like, I gotta pick songs around that. So I just picked the songs that were pertaining to relationships and personal stuff.
Yeah.
And it was 6. Those were and they had to have like a catchy hook.
Right. So it all flows together.
Right.
What type of feedback you've been getting so far?
Good feedback.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. People like them. They love the hooks, the beats. It's good. It's good. It's been good feedback.
Who are some of the producers you worked with?
I only worked with one.
Okay.
Anchor Beats.
Okay. Somebody you've been working with for a long time?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. I like when artists do projects and they only have one producer, because to me it kind of flows really, really well. Right. You know, because each producer kind of has their own sound per se. Not to say they don't venture out or can't venture out, but it kind of just flows. How do you choose your beats? Let's talk about that, because I'm sure you probably listen to a million of them. How do you narrow that part down?
I don't. It just all depends on how I feel.
Yeah.
Like right now I'm not recording because I don't really feel no way.
Understood.
So like I have to have this feeling, and then I like when I'm feeling like overwhelmed with emotion and stuff, I'm like, it's time to record. So then once I get in the studio, I'll listen to beats, and it'll have to pull me.
Yeah. It
has to, like, it could be hard. Cause like my brother, Doe, Matt Fly Beats, you might know him. He's like one of the biggest producers right now, and he makes hard beats. Yeah. Like, but I haven't been able to use many of his beats. They're hard, but they don't have that pull like for my situation.
Understood. Makes perfect sense, because I heard you just say when you are overwhelmed with emotions, to me that is the best time to create music, because we can't hold that in. We have to let it out, and what better place to do it is through your music.
Right.
So do you actually sit down and put pen to paper, or are you punching in? Let's talk about that process.
Right, like the last song I made was Self. It's like the first song on there. I freestyled, but I wrote Like I'll freestyle until I can't freestyle no more. I might get stuck and then I'll write.
Understood.
So that's where I'm at. I don't like writing too much because what I learned is that sometimes you could write to the beat and then when you start saying it, it don't flow as well. So I like maybe like 75%.
Yeah.
Freestyle, then 25% writing, just to get the lyrical part down, just to make sure that I'm saying some stuff like that could catch some attention. Like on the lyrical side, I'll write.
It comes out more organic that way, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know, like, I don't knock anybody's style, and I'm a big fan of both, you know, because everybody has their own style. But for me personally, I feel like if I have something on my phone and I'm trying to rap it or sing it, it's going to sound rehearsed. Like, it's going to sound robotic. You get what I'm saying? Some people are able to do that, and they perfect it, and it sounds amazing. Right. I don't know that I'd be able to do that. So I'd probably take your style, like you said, freestyle as much as you can, and then write what, you know, to kind of fill in the blanks, per se.
I do the voice memos, too, though.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
To kind of get your cadence of what you want it to sound like?
Because that's like my main thing is how it sounds on there. So I do the voice memos a lot. I might just stop. I used to work at a warehouse. I used to just stop in the aisle and just be like, they like, you singing? But I know how I want it to sound with the auto-tune and everything. Like
exactly. And it's like to just think it in your head and then try to record it later, you might not be able to get back to it. But if you have like a note or a stencil per se, you can reference that. How many voice notes you got on your phone right now?
Hundreds.
Yeah. Do you ever like come up with songs and then you just never end up like recording them or doing anything with them?
Yeah, I do. But I know that it's gonna come a time where I could use them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. Have you always been like a creator per se? Like a lot of artists start out at a younger age writing poetry and stuff. Was that ever a thing for you?
Yeah, that's where I started.
That's where it all started for you. Mm-hmm. Any of the poems that you ever wrote, did any of them ever become an inspiration for a song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is dope.
I did. When I first started rapping, I used to put my poetry on my song.
Okay.
I used to rap and do poetry.
That's dope. Almost kind of like a spoken word per se.
Like I used to have like a little bridge. It was a little thing I did, but I mean, music changed. And, and then I was thinking like I could put like I think like putting like a trap record on the radio. I had like a DJ that'd do it for like $400 a month. Yeah. And I could do that, and then pushing this music over here, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go over here for a minute. Until I, get some fan base.
Times have changed. Let me ask you this, and you don't have to obviously call out anybody in particular, but do you feel like right now for independent artists working with DJs has changed? Because I get a lot of artists that come to me that complain that DJs will take money and they're not playing the records or getting them videos or whatever. Do you feel like that's a thing right now that needs to be worked on?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that
because it sounds like you probably have experienced that.
I mean, I know people that have experienced it, but I know the red flags, so I never got into it. Like, cause if I pay you to play my music, I'm coming everywhere you go. That's just that.
That's what I tell these artists. That's the best thing to do is just pull up to make sure it gets done. And I don't think it's always a matter of these DJs on purpose do it. They just get in their vibe, and then before you know it, it's closing time. We're like, oh dang, I forgot to play the record. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not something that would normally be in their set. Right. But then there's some, obviously, just like not just throwing the DJs under the bus, but there's a lot of people out here who take money and then they don't do anything with it.
I mean, it's kind of on the artist side too, because what I've noticed is that if you do the footwork, and you always around those DJs, they're going to play your music anyway.
Facts. You built that relationship with them.
Yeah, so just thinking that you could just pay your way, it's just, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't always work like that. Yeah. Like, relationships will put you in places that money cannot.
That's why they're forgetting about you.
Yeah, exactly. Go out and post their flyers, pull up to their events, buy them a drink, little things like that can build that solid relationship with them. Right now, what do you feel like are the maybe top 1 or 2, maybe even 3 things that independent artists need to be doing in 2024 to enhance their career, to maybe like get their face, their name, their music out there?
3 things. Well, obviously, posting more. Yeah. Definitely posting more, like taking more pictures and like photography. Like I feel like now you have to be a part of fashion also.
I agree. And you came in looking fly today, by the way, too.
I've been learning, you know, I'm getting back out there. That's one thing. Another thing is that you got to have your own brand.
Yes.
You definitely got to have your own brand. And then you got to have some business.
Yes.
Because you got to invest in your music. That's the best way to do it right now. Because it's some vultures out here. Like,
that is facts.
Trying to offer a couple $1,000s for it. Yeah, so those are the main 3 things.
No, those are 3 great points because a lot of artists don't have any identity per se. You have to have an identity, and you can even go as far as trademarking your name,
right,
or starting an LLC. It's like $100. It's super cheap. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why. Get your publishing together. Who do you have your publishing with while we're on that note? ASCAP or BMI?
ASCAP.
ASCAP. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of artists don't realize like a lot of this stuff doesn't cost a lot of money, but it's how you make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think BMI is maybe free to register, and ASCAP is like $50, one-time fee. Sound Exchange, who tracks digital radio, free to register. There are too many people leaving money on the table. What about stuff like, I know you've been out to the showcases and performed. Do you feel like that's still helpful for artists in 2024?
Yeah.
Depending on the event, we'll say that.
I mean, it depends on your music.
That's a great point.
Showcases are important, but you have to pick the right ones for your music. So I feel like if you're doing trap music, the best way to showcase is to go in the club and buy bottles and get your song played. On the other side, you need to be going where live bands are at.
Man.
So
it's a great idea. You know, when I first moved here and I was heavy doing showcases, I quickly learned that you had to separate them. I was doing a hip hop showcase and I was doing an R&B showcase.
Right.
Because what R&B artist wants to pull up and they're the only one out of 20 artists performing. People are in that hip hop trap music vibe. So when I started the all R&B showcase, people came out knowing that that's all they're going to hear that night.
I've been in that before.
Man, I miss it. Honestly, I prefer doing that. Not that I don't like hip hop music, but it was such a dope vibe. I love R&B music. What other genres are you interested in tapping into?
Not really. I love where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
It's like trap melodic. I don't really like the pop. So I like other genres. The farthest that I'll go with them is my beat selection.
Got you.
Yeah. So
would you collab, we'll say, not to say that you're doing it, but would you collab with like a country artist if it made sense?
It would have to make sense.
Yeah.
There you go. I wouldn't force get on something.
Exactly.
Just I'm not one of them people.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people do that. They jump on the bandwagon because everybody's doing it. It would have to make total sense and it would have to flow.
Right. I care about my craft too much.
Right.
Because if like let's say if I did something like that and then that's like the biggest thing for me, I have to keep going with that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta stay organic to like what I like.
Absolutely, because otherwise you're going to fall out of love with it. What do you feel like's your purpose through music?
To just give like relative situations, motivation, inspiration.
Yeah.
Those are the main things. Inspiration and motivation.
Do you feel like that's really working for you? Is that motivation like based upon the feedback you're getting and stuff?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Definitely.
Feels good, don't it? That feels good. That is dope. Listen, you've been doing this for 15 years. How do you keep going? Because it's a tough business.
You just gotta have that. You gotta have it in you.
Yeah.
Really, because for a long time it don't make money until you make it make money.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta, like now I own businesses outside of music, but I invest that money into my music.
Yeah.
So I still gotta do a lot of work to push it out.
Right. It's an expensive business.
Yeah.
A lot of artists feel like all they got to do is pay $50 a year and upload as much music and that's it.
Yeah.
It's so much deeper than that. I heard you say one of the things is posting more. Do you feel like right now that's one of the main things that Jon Banks could work on a little bit more within his music career? Or is there something else that kind of supersedes that?
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
That's one of the main things. Like I was just telling you the story about my niece.
Yeah.
Like she posted like five times in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm working on that. Like, being an artist, you got people out here that they full-time artists. They're going to like Walmart dressed up like everywhere because you got to post so much. You got to be ready. Like At all times.
At all times. You don't want to have to get ready. You got to stay ready. Right. But when you're a business owner like yourself, you can't always be artist ready because you're in business mode, maybe moving someone's equipment or whatever it may be.
Yeah. So what I try to do is I try to have a lot of content ready.
Yes.
I schedule it out.
Yeah.
So I'll do photos, but then I'll have like 3 looks, and I'll have them like scheduled out for the next 2 weeks.
Right. Do you already like kind of create them and put them in your drafts? That way they're me too.
Yeah.
And that way they're ready to go. And there's like certain days and times that gets better traction than others. Like I don't typically post on the weekends because people are out doing weekend stuff. I find that earlier in the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are typically the better times to post. However, according to Instagram, we got to post every single day. I'm like, I just feel like people get tired of seeing the same thing. And I'm like, outside of that, what else am I supposed to be posting? How many pictures of myself do I really want to post, you know? But what artists can do with a music video, if your video's 3 minutes long, you could cut it up. Yeah. One day post 15 seconds here, another day 20 seconds here, because that's another, because not everybody, let's just keep it G, not everybody's going to YouTube watching the entire video. They're only watching what you're posting. So you can make several reels off of one. Do you ever get footage when you're in the studio working?
I haven't been in the studio so long.
Yeah. So you said you're not recording right now.
Yeah. I haven't been. I got so much music. I really don't need to record. I got like, I already have an album and another EP
in the vault, ready to go.
Yeah, mastered and everything.
Man, so you just released this one this month. When do you think that you'll start aiming to release the next one? Sometime in 2025.
I'll release the single in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Off of the upcoming project.
Yes.
Any titles yet? You don't have to tell us.
I don't got one.
Still working on it? Yeah. Definitely. Torn, where did that name come from? I mean, it's probably self-explanatory, but where did that name come from?
It came from how I was feeling.
Yeah.
Just torn, like, trying to, just torn, like, within relationships and moving on. You know, like, when you, like, sometimes, like, when you feel like you're going to the next level, be looking back like I gotta you know that you have to like get away from these type of people.
Yes,
it's a feeling.
It's difficult, especially when you have time invested with somebody. You know, because obviously I think that there's most things that we can look past because they're minor or petty, but then there's some things we can't and we know we got to move on from.
Right.
But when you still have them emotions and them feelings, you're torn. Should I stay and make it work or should I leave? Because once I leave, I ain't coming back. I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
Once I leave, I'm gone. Ain't no coming back. Definitely. So I think that project as a whole is super relatable because I think everybody's experienced that or will experience it at some point in time.
Right.
How many visuals are filmed off of the EP?
I did a video for every song.
Man.
Yeah. So I have the last one. Releases on October 4th.
So you've been like really boom, boom, boom.
Oh, yeah.
I love that, man. Like you have to stay consistent. Again, we just talked about it with your content. Definitely. Who filmed your videos for you? Shout them out.
Chuco Films. Yeah.
And they do all your visuals?
Well, yeah, he did it. He actually stopped.
Oh.
So my project was the last one. Yeah. So
why? Why did he stop? He just moving on to other business ventures?
Yeah, other business. So I really already had it was a flow with him. He's like, I'll do yours, and then you can go do the rest of them with someone else. So he did the whole project for me, and then I'll be looking for another cameraman.
It's so difficult because when you find someone that, like you said, understands your flow of how you like to do things, like my mic drop performances, I have a million videographers that can do it, but I got one in particular that it took us a minute to get it down exactly the way I wanted it. So now it's like when he comes in, boom, boom, he knows what to do. I'm like, do I really want to go through training someone else all over again exactly how I want it? Yeah. So it's difficult. Definitely. Understood. What about the engineering side? Are you mix and mastering all your music?
I recorded and mixed.
Yeah.
I got mastering for someone else.
Got you. Understood. Yeah. How important is it as an independent artist like yourself to have multiple hustles? You've got multiple businesses and another one on the way. How important is that?
As an artist?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you definitely got to have that. I mean, it costs a lot.
Yeah.
Money, I mean, to be running ads all the time and, I mean, the YouTube ads and the Facebook ads and the Insta, it get crazy.
Listen, I know because when my little thing comes in every month. I'm like, dang, I spent that much running ads. It could be hundreds of dollars before you know it. Because each time you do it, if you put $15 here, $20 here, you don't realize before you know it, you're $300, $400, $500 in.
Yeah, I'm doing like $75 a day.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow, I commend you for that.
Yeah. I mean, because I know the importance of it, because with moving, like, I get all my jobs from ads. So I know that somebody, they're seeing the music.
It's so vital. I just posted it on my story yesterday. I said, if you're a business owner, keep promoting your business. If you're an artist, keep promoting your music, because, and what I said was, McDonald's still runs ads and commercials, and everybody knows who McDonald's is. So if companies like that are still actively putting ads out, why would somebody at our level not? It would make sense.
Right.
Because you're right. That's where I get a lot of my business, is putting them ads out there. So thank you for sharing that. You've been doing this a long time. Any other gems or tips that you could offer any artists that are just starting out?
Keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep, I mean, like, no matter what, just keep going. Like, I've been through a lot. And yeah, I just had to keep going. Like, if you love it.
Yeah. Do you feel like doing music is something you see yourself doing extremely long term from now, or at least being involved in music in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, involved in music.
Yeah.
But like doing music, I always record.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a time limit on what I'm doing right now.
Understood.
But I want to, like, it's gonna be like, I have to get to a certain point to where I feel accomplished.
Understood. Because I feel like as an artist, you want to achieve that, because you work so hard. You've been doing it for 15 years. So it's like, I'm not going to throw in the towel right now. You're still young. You got a long time. But at the same time, you don't want to be 60 still out here trying to hustle trap melodic music. You know what I'm saying? So I totally get it. Not trying to kill anybody's dreams. But you can also, like you said, still run your studio, and do other stuff within the music industry. That way you're still involved in it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I love music. I'm not gonna say I love the music industry, like being an artist and stuff. It's like the music forces you to do certain stuff. I don't want to be like subject to posting like all day, or subject to dressing a certain type of way. Because if you don't dress the way everybody else is dressing, it's like you're not included. Really.
It's crazy to me.
Once people start wearing crop tops, you gotta start wearing you gotta get there somewhere.
Absolutely. It's that whole saying, get on board or get left behind. Yeah. And it's facts. And social media has a lot to do with that, especially with women altering their bodies, and because they feel like, and really, realistically, I see a lot of men who say they don't even like that. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely don't.
So I'm like, who are they impressing? And I'm not throwing shade, ladies, by any means, but I'm an advocate for natural bodies and going to the gym and whatever. And I get some women do it to enhance, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're a little saggy and they just want to enhance. But when you're completely altering your body, most men that I talk to say they don't like that anyway. Right. So like, you over here spending thousands of dollars and
look, I mean, when you start spending, you got to keep the upkeep.
The upkeep, exactly, 100%. And trust me, ladies, as you get older, you get my age bracket, things start, sagging a little bit. You got to stay on top of it. The gravity takes place. That is dope, man. Listen, it was dope to have you here and catch up with you. Tell them one more time about the EP Torn.
Torn, it's for motivation, inspiration. It's definitely emotionally pulling. Go stream that everywhere. Torn by Jon Banks. Follow me, Jon Jug Banks on Instagram. I don't do Twitter. I do TikTok. Same thing on YouTube.
Do you have your own personal website?
No, I do the links.
Like a link tree?
Links. Yeah. They work the best for marketing. Understood.
You got to find what works for you.
Yeah.
But for your businesses, you got the website.
Oh yeah, of course.
Definitely important, right? 100%. Any other platforms that you're on? So you said TikTok and Instagram are your main ones.
Yeah.
That people can find you. Definitely. I think those are the two most popular ones right now.
Instagram is.
I could do away with all the rest of them.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do better on Facebook because I actually get business, and I'm really bad about checking my messages on there. And I'll sometimes like miss something, and it'll be a month later. I'm like, I don't miss this whole business opportunity.
The business manager?
What is it called? The messenger. Yeah, just the messenger.
Yeah.
Because I have like 5 Facebook pages, and I'm really bad about checking that. I check I check my DMs on Instagram religiously. I got to get better on Facebook. You got
to get the business manager app. Because I
think I have.
It has the Instagram and the Facebook all linked together.
Is it the Meta Business one?
It's Business Manager.
I have a Business Suite. Is that it?
Let me see. Yeah, I think that's it.
So what I did with that, just a gem or a tip to throw out there, because I'm not always available to check my DMs, because if I'm in the middle of interviewing, I'm not going to be sitting here checking my DMs.
Right.
Some of these artists grow impatient. If I haven't responded in an hour, they're coming back like, what's going on? I'm like, bro, I'm busy. I set it up to not my TampaMystic account, but all the other ones. I have it where it automatically responds to them and lets them know your message been received, and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. And
but you don't go look, though.
No, I do look.
Oh,
that's on my Instagram.
Oh, okay,
it's the Facebook ones that I got to get better with.
Oh, okay.
That's my fault. So if I've missed your message, my bad. But I've been staying on top of it as of lately, because I'm like, I'm not trying to miss no business, nor do I want people to think that I'm not into what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So Jon Banks on Instagram, and that's your TikTok as well?
Yes, correct.
Definitely.
Same thing.
Who do you want to shout out to, Jon Banks?
I want to shout out to Doe, McFly Beats. One of my other producers, Snook, M&R Music Group. They helped me out a lot with the marketing, the mastering. That's it.
Shout out to you too, man. Like, we've known each other a long time, and one thing I can say about you is it's just been so consistent, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some artists out here that be wishy-washy all over the place. It's been very consistent, so I appreciate you. So shout out to you.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Are we gonna catch you on Bel Air anytime soon as part of the Banks family?
I wish. Hey.
Come on now, Will. He's a true Banks. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. One last question. We are live on the Industry's Most Wanted. Big Industry's Most Wanted, not the little one. Boom.
Wanted.
What makes Jon Banks the Industry's Most Wanted?
I mean, I'm everything. All the way around. Businessman. Great artist. I got the motivation, inspiration.
I'll co-sign and stamp that. That's big facts, man. Shout out to big Jon Banks, not the little one. We up out of here, y'all.
Everything was so strange. I miss you and I wanna change. I wish we could.